What's up guys, Nuance Bro checking in, and today we're going to be talking about the pink tax. But first, if you support this channel and want to support the work being done here, then please consider becoming a supporter on Patreon. And you can gain access to exclusive full interview clips, as well as access to the exclusive Nuance Bro Discord server where you can chat with other members and myself. So please visit www.patreon.com/nuancebro to support the channel, and especially if you think we need more nuanced voices in today's world. By the way, guys, big announcement. Nuance Bro shirts are finally available. Just go to nuance-bro.myshopify.com. Link will be in the description box down below.
When I was in high school, I would always buy these types of razors, the men's ones, instead of these types of razors, the women's ones, because these were cheaper.
I applaud you for caring about the price and paying attention to the quality. So what's the problem here?
But I was always confused. I kept looking at the amount of razor blades, the material quality, even the size, trying to find a difference. But there wasn't one.
Well, there's many reasons for that. Companies could just make all of their razors a generic gender-neutral blue color and sell to everyone instead of a specialty pink color. However, there is clearly a demand for some reason for a pink version of the razor. People aren't always rational. Sometimes people prefer style over substance and form over function, and the market doesn't discriminate. If the product didn't sell and people didn't want it, then it would not exist for any extended period of time. But it does. But nobody is forcing anyone to buy the blue or pink razors based on their gender or any other immutable characteristics.
So why did the exact same product cost more money because it was pink instead of blue?
If the product is exactly the same other than color, then why not just buy the less expensive product? Here's the thing, the products are not the same. For this, I'll quote an article from Reader's Digest. Our examination of the issue conducted with the naked eye reveals the main difference between men and women's razors, at least the disposable type, is their pigment. Women's razors are usually pink. Men's razors are found in more macho colors like royal blue and yellow. But the naked eye can deceive. Chats with representatives at Bic, Schick, and Wilkinson indicate that there are at least 3 significant differences. 1. The most important difference to the consumer is the shave angle of the two. A man's razor has a greater angle on the blade, what the razor industry calls aggressive exposure, for 2 reasons. Men's beards are tougher than women's leg or underarm hair and require more effort to be cut. At least as important, women complain much more than men about nicks and cuts, the inevitable consequences of the aggressive exposure of the men's blades. Women don't particularly like putting hosiery over red splotches, while men seem perfectly content walking around their offices in the morning with their faces resembling pepperoni pizzas. 2. Most women's razors have a greater arc in the head of the razor so that they can see the skin on the leg more easily as they shave. 3. Women don't shave as frequently as men, especially in the winter, when most wear pants and long-sleeve blouses. Schick offers a personal touch razor line for women that features guard bars that contain combs so that longer hair is set up at the proper angle for shaving. Also, I decided to go check Amazon for these razors, and I found that a 30-pack of blue disposable razors comes at about 70 cents per razor, while an 18-pack of the pink razors comes out to about 72 cents per razor. So if you take into account that the products are typically cheaper when you buy in bulk, the razors are essentially the same price. Not to mention that men shave much more often and have much coarser hair and go through more razors in a lifetime than women, so the cost for razors in a lifetime is higher for men than for women. And unlike the choice between razors, which women do have, men cannot choose different genetics. Also, let's not pretend like a lot of women don't steal their husband or boyfriend's razors, but men will almost never use women's razors on their face.
Fast forward to now. It turns out that this is a real thing. It's called the pink tax. And it's what 50% of the population pays every time they shop, without even knowing it.
Well, it doesn't seem like you paid it every time you shopped. Like you admitted yourself, back in high school, you purchased the blue razors instead of the pink ones due to the price.
Companies put higher price tags on products marketed to women, simply because we are women.
Okay, that's an extraordinary claim, and extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So I hope you have some documents or industry policies that explicitly state that these price differences between goods are simply due to the fact that women are buying the products and not due to any other factors.
And this is not my imagination. It's a big enough deal that even Obama, yes, this Obama, talked about dry cleaning gender discrepancies.
I don't know why it costs more for Michelle's blouse than my shirt.
So her argument is that this is a real tax because President Obama didn't understand why his shirt costs less to clean at the dry cleaners than his wife's blouse. Looks like all you have to do is use some basic common sense and call the dry cleaners and ask and see why. Is it okay if I audio record this?
Yeah,
Cool.
sure.
So I just wanted to know, what's the average price for a men's shirt to be dry cleaned?
Dry clean, $6.75.
Okay, and how much is it for a woman's blouse?
Let's see. Let me look. Same price.
It's the same price?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. I honestly wasn't expecting that. I was expecting the blouse to be more, and then I was going to ask why. But let's call another one and see what the case is. So my question is, how much on average does it cost for a men's shirt to be dry cleaned?
$6.50 or dry cleaning, $2.95 for the laundry.
Okay. And how much is it for a woman's blouse?
$6.95.
Okay. And why is the difference there?
Women blouses we have to dry cleaning. We not wash it though. They're all dry cleaning. That's the difference.
Oh.
Laundry blouse is $4.95. Dry cleaning silk stuff like that and $6.95. That's the difference.
But why is there the difference between the men's shirt and the blouse just for dry cleaning?
Men's shirt dry cleaning is a $6.50. Women blouse dry cleaning is a $6.95.
Yes, I'm just wondering why the difference in price between
Well, it's a dry cleaning. It's not a washable.
Okay.
It's a dry cleaning.
Okay.
You don't do wash.
Okay. Thank you.
There's a difference.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I just wanted to know, how much does it cost for dry cleaning for the average men's shirt?
$3.25.
Okay, and how much does it cost for dry cleaning for the average woman's blouse?
They're both $3.25.
Okay.
And the pants too, they're $3.25.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, so I called 5 stores and 2 of them refused to be audio recorded, so I didn't get to ask the question. The 3 that I talked to, 1 of them had different pricing and they had some strange reason that I didn't fully understand. The accent and the English wasn't so good, and I don't know if they fully understood my question. But the other 2 had the exact same pricing for men's shirts and women's blouses, at least quoting over the phone. So is it true that a woman's blouse costs more necessarily? I'm not sure. Men's shirts are more standardized and fit easily into one-size-fits-all machines. Women's blouses come in varying materials, shapes, and sizes and are often much more delicate. Also, men come to the dry cleaners much more than women, so they are obviously going to cater to the needs of higher volume and higher frequency customers.
And this isn't happening only in the US. It's happening all over the world. In Britain, women pay up to 100% more than men for identical products, and it was even debated in Parliament. In the US, girls' clothing costs 4% more than boys. Girls' toys cost 7% more than boys, and women's personal care products cost 13% more than men's.
Personal care products. I'm not going to pull up any fancy statistics here because I think this example is pretty evident, so I'll just give some anecdotes from my personal life. When it comes to shampoo, you know what I use? Whatever is available in the shower, I'm currently using. When it comes to face wash, you know what I use? Body soap. When it comes to body wash, I use body soap. When it comes to my hair, I use a towel to dry it. We are men. We are savages. But for the women I know, they almost always use specific products for their hair, face, body, etc. When I shower at the gym, I use the shampoo they provide. When women I know shower at the gym, they bring all their products with them and refuse to use the shampoo and conditioner provided by the gym. This isn't rocket science.
And tampons, a necessity, right? Wrong. Pads and tampons are taxed as luxury items with taxes from 3 to 7.5%, which over a lifetime is a high price to pay for simply being a woman.
This is extremely misleading. Tampons are not taxed extra at all. They are simply not tax exempt. This is referring to state sales tax. Almost everything sold in states like California, which has a sales tax, is taxed, even including other items that are not gender specific, like toilet paper, which many consider essential and not luxury items. So it's not sexism so much as statism and high taxation. A simple solution to this would be to abolish all sales taxes in the United States. For example, in states like Oregon and New Hampshire, this tampon tax doesn't exist because there is no sales tax in those states.
But what about medicine? Surely painkillers are equally priced? If anything, the ones for women should be cheaper. I mean, we're literally smaller than men. But no. A study showed that some painkillers for periods cost 50 cents more, than just normal painkillers, even though they have the exact same ingredients in the exact same amounts.
Except they are not the exact same ingredients in the exact same amounts. It was one shared ingredient in the exact same amount, but the product she says is more expensive and designed for women has 2 other additional active ingredients listed, but that she didn't highlight with a marker. Not sure how they think they can get away with this level of dishonesty, but the other product literally has an extra 60 milligrams of caffeine, which acts as a diuretic, and 15 milligrams of pyralamine maleate, which acts as an antihistamine. So they are different products with different ingredients and are not the same. Yet that's what they're claiming. But if all the customer wanted was a product with just that one ingredient, again, nobody is forcing men or women to buy a certain type of product. They are free to buy whatever they want.
And then there's deodorant. I think you know what's coming by now. Our small hairless armpits cost us 30 cents more per stick of deodorant than men. And when the manufacturers were asked for an explanation why, they said,
they are completely different formulations.
Even though the formulations were completely identical.
Oh, I guess she's not going to show us any proof or show us any examples of these deodorants with the exact same formulations and ingredients but different prices. Okay. Well, given the medicinal example from earlier before, I'm not inclined to believe you here, especially when all women's deodorants I've ever seen have smelled different than men's deodorants.
It's getting so ridiculous that even international companies are outraged. Steve Madden, Urban Outfitters, and 200 other major companies sued the government because female products had higher import tariffs than male ones. It costs more to import a woman's shoe than to import a man's shoe.
So I'll be honest, I hadn't heard this argument made before about the imports affecting men and women differently. Frankly, I wish they focused on that more in the video because after looking into this, it's probably the closest thing that resembles any sort of pink tax. But this gets complicated and a lot of factors come into play, so it's true. Men and women's products are taxed differently when it comes to import tariffs. This isn't due to sexism, however, or simply because they are women, but it is a function of different countries which house different industries as well as corporations coming together in negotiating trade deals in order to get the most competitive deal for themselves and their respective industries. This is actually something President Trump talked about a lot during the campaign and has taken action to reverse.
We're doing things for this country that should have been done for many, many years. We've had this abuse by many other countries and groups of countries that were put together in order to take advantage of the United States, and we don't want that to happen. We're not going to let that happen.
So feminists who oppose the pink tax should support President Donald Trump's efforts in renegotiating these trade deals in order to get a better deal for all Americans, including women. Now, if we take a look at the numbers, you can see male items are taxed more and some women's items are taxed more, but on average, women's apparel and shoes cost 3% more than men's. Again, this isn't due to being a woman, however. Women control and influence over 80% of consumer spending in America, and when it comes to men and women's wear, the industry for menswear in 2017 was $87 billion, but for women's wear, it was $117 billion. It's well known that women shop more than men and value their clothing more than men. So when there is a bigger industry for something, other countries are going to fight to get the best deal for themselves.
Apparently, it's not enough that women are already paid 20% less than men.
Oh man, don't get me started on the wage gap. We'll save that for another time.
So, what can we do? Tell your friends and family about the pink tax, because awareness is the first step to change.
Absolutely. Tell your friends and family about the pink tax and how it's not actually a thing, and show them this video and others like it in order to educate them. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Support me on Patreon. Social media links are in the description box below. and I'll see you next time, bro.